Why did my mother-in-law sue me for grandparent rights to children that don't exist? My mother-in-law, Dolores, served me legal papers at my job for grandparent visitation rights. I work at a veterinary clinic, and she showed up with a sheriff's deputy while I was in the middle of expressing a dog's anal glands. The deputy looked apologetic as he handed me the papers. My coworkers thought someone had died. The lawsuit demanded immediate access to her 3 grandchildren, ages 5, 3, and 18 months. It included names: Sophia, Jackson, and baby Ellie. She wanted every other weekend, 2 weeks in summer, and alternating holidays. My husband Ruben and I don't have kids. We've been married 4 years, and we're both firmly child-free. We have 3 cats named Sophia, Jackson, and Ellie. Dolores knew we didn't have children. She'd been at our house 2 months ago, complaining about how our cats were poor substitutes for real grandchildren. She'd seen our vacation photos from Peru, where we joked about being proud cat parents. She'd literally tried to guilt trip me about getting my tubes tied last year. But there she was, in court 3 weeks later, telling a judge about how I was keeping her grandchildren from her. She had photos, pictures of random kids from a mommy blog she'd found online. She'd created an entire story about how we were hiding the children because we were ashamed of her. "Your Honor," she cried, actual tears streaming. "They tell everyone they're child-free, but I've heard the children's voices on the phone. The voices were me talking to the cats in a baby voice." She'd recorded our phone calls and edited out Ruben saying things like, "Did Sophia use her litter box today?" The judge asked for birth certificates. Dolores said we were hiding them. The judge asked for medical records. She claimed we used a midwife off the grid. The judge asked why there were no school records, doctor visits, or government documents for these 3 children. "They're homeschooled and unvaccinated," she said with a straight face. "That's why I need custody. Those babies are being neglected." My lawyer, who'd been watching this unfold with growing amazement, finally stood up. "Your Honor, may I present evidence that these supposed grandchildren are, in fact, cats? We had vet records, adoption papers from the shelter, thousands of photos of our cats on Instagram, pet insurance policies, a Christmas card we'd sent out that said, 'Happy Holidays from the Medina family,' with us holding our 3 cats. But Dolores doubled down. "Those are clearly fake. They're using the cats as a cover story." The judge, who'd apparently reached his limit, asked Dolores a simple question. "Ma'am, have you ever actually seen these grandchildren in person?" "Well, no, but I know they exist. A mother knows." "You're not the mother," the judge said slowly. "You're the supposed grandmother." That's when Ruben's sister Teresa stood up in the gallery. She'd been quietly sitting there the whole time. "Your Honor, may I speak?" Teresa pulled out her phone and played a voicemail from Dolores from 6 months ago. "Teresa, you need to help me convince your brother to have children. If they won't do it naturally, I'll force them. I found a lawyer who says if I establish a pattern of belief, I can claim grandparent rights and force them to produce children or be held in contempt." The entire courtroom went silent. "There's more," Teresa said. "She's been putting fertility drugs in their food when they visit. I have the receipts." Dolores had spent $3,000 on black market fertility medications. She'd been crushing them into our food every Sunday dinner for a year. The judge looked like he'd seen everything now. "Mrs. Delgado, did you seriously drug your son and daughter-in-law? They need children," she said, as if this were perfectly reasonable. "Every couple needs children." I was helping. The prosecutor, who happened to be in court for another case, stood up. "Judge, I think we need to discuss criminal charges here." The judge dismissed the case and recommended a psychiatric evaluation. The cats, unbothered by their role in a court case, continue to knock things off our counters and demand treats at 3 a.m.